The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks. You got half of the Money Masters here. The other half is taking a well-needed vacation. He is doing some R&R, probably not even watching us on Tiger TV. At least I hope he's not. Hope he is just absolutely having a fantastic time. I tell you, folks, I am so grateful to be here with you. Thanks so much for joining us right now. You've got and Tom is still in my presence with the Money Masters, if you will. And right now you've got the Dow up about 34 points. S&P's up 2.5. Composite up 8. Small caps maybe just about to turn positive for the day. Pretty much flat down 4 pennies right now. Of course, Apple trading up another $14, $5.82 on its way to the moon. I just don't know what price level that moon is at, but there's going to be some big cheese out there. Cisco trading up 11 ticks. Intel up 25 cents again. We'll go take a look at Intel. Microsoft down 9 cents. Moving and grooving, you've got Guidewire, GWR. You might want to take a look at that ticker symbol. That is up 21% today. Ticker symbol here, FR. Give me a second here just to move this over. FRAN, Francesca. What do they do here? Francesca, they are up 16%. Francesca Holdings. You've got Cliffs, CLF, another ticker symbol. Cliffs Natural Resources. They're up 6%. MasterCard is trading up about 0.6%. They're up $2.57. You've got the CME Group up $2. Concho Resources, CXO, they're up about 2% as well. Cooper Cable, I believe, Cooper Companies, no, it was Cooper Companies, COO, they're up 2.5%. American Express trading up. Of course, they got a clean bill of health on the stress test yesterday. Of course, stress, folks, is not what happens to us. It's our response to what happens to us. That's what creates stress out there. Bed Bath & Beyond, BBY, they're trading up almost 3% today, up $1.84. On the downside, you've got Priceline, Netflix, BIB, Biogen, BIIB. They're down about 1%. So you had Priceline down $3. That's nothing on a stock that's trading out at $650. Netflix off $2. You've got MetLife, MET. That's down about $2. Goldman Sachs down a couple. Obviously, the GLD trading down this morning. Looks like Yoku. TLT. We're going to take a look at the TLT. So let's start there, folks. Let's start with the 30-year bond and take a look at what it is that we've got going on out there. The 30-year bond, folks. In fact, I'm going to switch over to the TLT because most folks have the TLT on their system, and so let me just show you a pattern here that you should be paying attention to. And on the TLT, what is interesting is the TLT has been consolidating, if you will, really for quite some time. I'm just simply going to go back and start with the swing point on November the 10th. And on November the 10th, just simply drawing the line going across the screen. If you're watching us on Tiger TV, I hope that you are. You can see my screen. If you're not watching us on Tiger TV, go to either your computer or your mobile device. If you've got a device like an iPhone, this is an old iPhone, but if you've got one of those, or maybe it's a iPad, maybe it is a Google device, an Android device. If you go to the homepage of TFNN.com, over on the right-hand side, you'll see an area that you can click on and you can bookmark it. That way you're just simply, and what I mean by bookmark, there's a way for you to be able to store an icon on your phone. So then when you want to tune in to the Money Masters or any of the shows here and catch them live on your phone at TFNN, all you're doing is clicking one button, and then maybe you're hitting the play button in order for the video to actually start feeding and coming through. And I want to be able to have you watch us on Tiger TV. You can get this show, the archive of this show, you can get this on Channel 10. And my show that I kick off at 9 o'clock, that kicking off at 9? That makes sense why it's on Channel 9. Never thought about it like that. I don't know if that's the reason, but it sure sounds like a good reason. Now, if you take a look at the TLT, just simply look at how this area, the low of November 10th, has just simply held as a support line on the TLT. But what you also do see is you see this descending tops, and I'm just simply starting from the high out there of December 19th. And the TLT, you're looking at a price point of 124.02. The next line that I just simply drew this to is the January 31st high. In this case here, you're looking at the 120.91 area. You can see how this was just simply nothing more than just using, take a look at a pattern where you are making lower highs. When you're making lower highs, it doesn't matter, you are in a bearish tone, if you will, a bearish outcome, if you will, and you take a look at all that it was doing was continuing to compress itself. And here what you had yesterday is you finally had it break through that area. You have the TLT closed out the session yesterday at 113.91. You gapped down this morning. You're trading out at 112.09. So where is this going to? Well, it's trading inside this candle right here. The TLT is from October 27th. The high of that candle, 112.85. The low of 109.82. The volume that you did on the TLT in that session was 19 million shares. So far today, we've been trading for 43 minutes, and you have done 4 million shares. 4 million. Let me make sure I have this right here. 4 million shares. I do. 4 million shares going into 19 million shares. We've only been trading for 45 minutes. So if I do my math correctly, it says we're going to have a big day in volume inside the TLT. Now, let's just simply go down to a 5-minute chart just for the heck of it, because most of the volume probably came in at the open. And let's see if there's been any follow-through since there. So take a look at it. Okay, so if you take a look at the open right here, that we had 913,000 shares, dropped off real quickly, did 379,000 shares, but you can see volume now picking back up in this current 5-minute session, which ends in a minute or less than a minute. You're doing almost 600,000 shares right now. So volume picking up to the downside. Let's come back to the daily chart here so you can take a look at this, the daily chart. So we take a look at the daily chart and what you're going to be looking for. So let's say that you're short the TLT by being long the TBT, if you will. The TBT is the direction shares. I believe that is the triple? Is that the triple or the double? Isn't the direction shares a TBT? The direction shares, guys in the den, gals in the den. I think that the TBT is the direction shares, which is the inverse of the TLT. And in any event, if you are trading the TBT, what you do, it is the double. Thank you, Kip. What you do want to do is you want to be able to take a look at, if you're trading the TBT, you want to reference it off of the TLT. I think that's the easiest and the best. Because you're coming into this swing point here with volume, what you want to do is you want to stay in the trade. Of course, you would prefer to not see it, close above 112.85 today. Instead, you're looking for it to get down to the 109.82 range. If it gets down there on lighter volume, now, today it could get down there, and if it's coming down on heavier volume, then the question is, well, where is the TLT likely to go to? Well, I'd just simply use the retracement tool, and what I would do, folks, I'd do a couple things. So on the TLT, I'd come down to the lows established in July of 2011. You're looking at 93.36, and I would draw my retracement tool up to the high that was made on October 4th. And so you're below the 0.382 area. If you break that swing point, again, the swing point being October 27th, then what it really sets up, folks, is getting down into the 0.618 area. That would be a normal spot. And if we were going to take a look at, possible ABC patterns that are out there, let's just take a look at this one here, right from the top of October 4th down to the low of the candle that we're talking about, October 27th, and bring it all the way up to the high of December 19th. 1-to-1, takes you just slightly below that candle, but a 1.272 takes you into the 618, which would be a Gartley buy pattern. So you'll get information as the to see how the bond is trading, if you will, as you're taking a look at the TLT, and I think the TLT is the 20-year. I believe that it's the 20-year. What I had punched up on the screen was the 30-year bond. But so that's what you're looking for. And the importance here is taking a look at this pattern, because you may see that on one of the charts that you're trading. Maybe it's one of the equities that you're holding. This was telling you that you absolutely did have pressure moving to the downside. You were just simply trying to hammer your way, chisel your way through the support area. It gave way. That now is going to become your resistance point. That is on the TLT. Let's go take a quick look here at the TBT for those folks that are actually in TBT at this point. Let's see what that is doing. But again, I would reference your trades inside the TBT off of the TLT. Now, in this case here, I don't even know that I can draw that exact same pattern that we're looking at, but let's try it. Let's see. There we go. See, it's not going to look exactly the same, if you will. So if we take a look at the TBT, you've got some nice volume in that today. You would expect that since of what we saw in the TLT. Right now you're up on 7 million shares, and where the TBT is likely headed to is that swing point from October 27th. Now, this is why you want to be able to, if you're trading the TBT, folks, so let me give you a little trick here, and you're trading the triples and the doubles. This is why you really want to reference the underlying instrument. So if you don't have access to take a look at what's going on inside the bond, in this case here, you would really be looking at the 20-year Treasury note versus the 30-year Treasury note, just to keep things consistent, if you will. In the 20-year Treasury note, you can see you're down below the swing point area from the 27th of the 27th of December. Thank you. I finally got that slipped out of mine. But let's go back to the TLT just so I can try to tie this back around, not really confuse you too much. Confusing myself. So on the TLT, you can see you're already trading inside October 27th. That's really what I wanted to be able to show you. And so it's going to be your test of this October 27th area that's going to help you manage your trade in TBT. If we go back to the TBT, that's where TBT seems to be headed to, but you're not trading inside that swing point. So even though I say that's where it's headed to, folks, still, if you are inside the TBT trade, you try saying that over a 4 or 5 minute period of time. And if you are in that trade, reference it off of the TLT. That's basically what I wanted to say. It is Wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're off to a great start of your day. You want to stay tuned because following this show, we got Basil Chapman. He is in the on-deck circle. I heard that he's got a pitching machine, and he's hitting he's been hitting a lot of singles and doubles. I think today he's going to hit a home run, and he is going to or he's at least going to get on base, and then Larry Pesavento will do the squeeze bunt, if you will. He'll squeeze him in off of third base. That is from 12 to 1. 3 to 4, you've got David White warming things up today for Ken Shreve from 4 to 5. I'll be back with you from 5 to 6, so stay today. A lot of great programming here at TFNN. Let's go take a look at these currency markets here real quickly. Let's go take a look at the Queen Euro. Queen Euro making its way down to the test of the 1.29733 area. I think Queen Euro wants to go a bit lower, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you seek to maximize your returns. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus
and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more, and that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion, and for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best-kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And thanks so much for joining us. Tom is out on vacation, so I am filling in for him this week. Right now you've got the Dow. Well, not filling in. I'm still here, if you will. You got the Dow up 37 points. S&P's up 2. Composite up 7. The Russell 2000 struggling to get out of its own way. Apple only up $14 right now, trading up at 580. And I mentioned this book on the on my shows that I picked up over the weekend. It says it's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. It's the guy who wrote it is Paul Arden. He is in the advertising business, and so I'm going to read a story here to you folks. I love the the metaphors, if you will, the true stories, things that are inside this book. It's really great. It says, don't take no for an answer. So here's telling a story here where he had been pitching for a sizable and important government account. I said, we were in competition with 5 other companies. For 3 months, we worked on our campaign. Then at 5 p.m. one Wednesday evening, we were told we were not even on the short list of 3. The client gave the reasons why. Now, that's pretty cool. And normally, we say, well, tough, and on to the next one. But they didn't do that this time. Instead, this guy went to his chief executive and said, call the client, tell them we have another campaign prepared, say you'll be in his office with it at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. They didn't have another campaign. By 8 a.m. the next morning, they had a completely new concept addressing all of the negatives. That's the cool thing, that the client told them what was wrong. They addressed all the negatives, and folks, in the end, that was presented at 9 a.m. Friday evening of that week, they heard that they had won the business. It was a good weekend. Don't take no for an answer. You want to make sure that you want to be able to get your head straight. That's really what this business is really all about. You're not going to have a business where you're going to be right all the time. In fact, you can. If you're looking for perfection, you need to do something else. You need to do something else in life, because perfection is absolutely an unattainable standard. And if you're striving for perfection in anything, folks, why would you strive for the smallest standard you could possibly get to? You can't. You don't do it. You want to have high standards. That's why I'm doing the Money Masters, the Master Trader series. It's not just all about trading. It is about understanding the game. You see, this is a business. The number one reason why businesses fail, folks, if you will, and when it comes to trading, is because they don't treat it like a business. in a business. I've owned many, you've owned many, you own a household, you run a household, whatever it is, folks, it's about being right over a period of time. And it's always about, not taking no for an answer. It's about, no matter if you had a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, folks, it's all about bootstrap Bill, if you will. It's all about pulling your bootstraps up. I don't know where the bootstrap Bill thing came from. But it's all about pulling your bootstraps up, folks, and waking up, taking a look at that clean chart, utilizing that great Basil Chapman technique, looking at that clean chart, take a look at what you missed, learn from it, and go out there and stay in the game. That's how businesses do it. They don't make money each day. They don't make money from one week to the next. They are on streaks, if you will. That's what you have, and you have to take a look at this as a business. When you take a look at this as a business, and that this is not a trading business, this is just simply managing money, there will be a switch that will go off in some of you out there. Some of you, it's already gone off, and that is really how you have to approach this. I call it a game. It's a business. To me, everything is I like to, so whether it's a game, it's a business, however, whatever term it is that you want to use, you want to certainly treat this like a business and take a look at it over the long haul, folks. This is not about being right. It's about managing your money. It's why you should understand, if you don't utilize and understand either my average true range when you're trading, or understand that you only need to risk 1% of your working capital. When I actually go out and teach that to folks and show them on paper, show them, if you take a look at even my trades, look, we've had some horrible trades, if you will, during the last couple months. We've had some good ones, and we've had some absolute, shoot me in the head, if you will. But the reality is, we're still making money. We're still certainly we're making great money over the course of the beginning of the newsletter, because I run it like a business, just like I do everything. And I want you to be able to do that too and understand that power of 1%. I know that on Channel 5 on TFNN, you can go take a look at a couple of the archive videos that are out there where I teach you about that power of 1%. If you don't understand it, give me a call, send me an email, because it is probably the most important tool. And to me, it's all about giving. It always has been about how can I make things better, not just for myself, for others. It's really all about giving. That's why I love, today's a gift. I'm going to be on the air, in essence, with you, with some of you, for 4 hours. The 2 hours that we've done today, I'll be an hour with my clients, several hundred folks, from 3 to 4 today, then back with you at 5 to 6. This is a good day, folks. Absolutely great day. And I really, folks, an attitude of gratitude is what creates blessings. And I am blessed to be here with you. You've got the Dow up 37 points, S&P's up a point. Small caps still can't get out of bed. They didn't hear the alarm that went off yesterday for some reason. We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stock placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow is up 35 points. S&P is up a point. You've got the composite up 6. And let's go over to the small caps. Before we went off to do our last commercial break, I mentioned that the small caps did not get the alarm that the other three indexes got yesterday. Of course, it joined in. And with the small caps, you're taking a look at this 1.618 butterfly pattern. Thank you, Larry Pesavento, for teaching the butterfly patterns, teaching the Gartley patterns that are out there. And you take a look at this 1.618 expansion off of October 27th. We know October 27th has been really a key, important swing point for us. And, folks, you know, this butterfly pattern here, it is still in effect. In fact, what I'm going to show you is both a butterfly pattern and a Gartley pattern. Now, what you're looking for, you know, from a rally, from a bullish run, the small caps are going to have to participate here. You know, they can still be weak, but they're going to have to participate here. Today they're not. They're trading down just a bit. And so if we pull this back here, let's go ahead and let's draw the Gartley pattern, the Gartley sell pattern. We're going to go ahead and go all the way back to the swing point from May 2nd. You know how we're keying in off of May 2nd as well. Now, take a look at, if you take a look at my crosshair, if you will, take a look at, here's where May 2nd is, and look where price is on the Russell 2000. Even if I come down to the bottom of that swing point, look how far away the Russell is from that. You don't see that on the Dow, you don't see that on the S&P, and you certainly don't see that on the NDX or the composite. So this just shows you simply the weakness that is in there. If the market were going to correct or have any kind of pullback, folks, this is where you would want to be, because it is weak. Now, take a look at the Gartley pattern that's out here. What you love to see is where you have several patterns come together. Well, you've got that here when you take a look at the small caps, because as I draw that in there, what you're going to see is both. Well, let me see if I can change the color on that with this computer here. Nah, I didn't. I can do it. Actually, I can do it manually. So let's do it manually here. We'll do that on the fly. You got to love that, right? So now we're taking a look at, in essence, two patterns. There you go. Visually stunning and beautiful, if you will. Nothing that was forced. So you've got a Gartley. Now, 0.841 is the retracement, so just a little bit above 0.786. But what you'll see here is you've got an A to B equals C to D. A to B right here, we're going to draw that pattern. You're going to see that you've got that pattern that completes. That started here, folks, down on that October 4th low. So that was your A point, your B point being up here on October 28th. Then it comes back to November 25th. That's your retracement level. And you can see 834.17 was the completion of a 1-to-1 A to B equals C to D. What does it get up to? 833.02. That completes that pattern. So you've got your A to B equals C to D. You've got several AB equals CD patterns, but you've got the large one out of the way. You've got 84% replacement, just above 0.786. No problem with that. You've got a 1.618 expansion off of October 27th. And even with yesterday's push, it has not busted through. Now, when this pattern fails here, because you've got these two patterns, what will happen? Sure, it'll do 100% move. That means the small caps will get up into the highs of May 2nd. May 3rd, you're going to be looking at the 868 area. But when you have two patterns like this that fail, really three patterns, if you will, the A to B equals C to D, is not a pattern where when this fails here that it's going to go on necessarily to higher prices. It is the Gartley cell. It is the butterfly cell pattern that has come together. And what it will do is it'll turn into an expansion. So if you can get the small caps here to participate, that would give you some nice juice inside the market. But the small caps, you want to be paying attention, to the small caps. It's really strength and weakness that are important to be paying attention to. That means the NDX. That means, oh, shoot, you've got to go over and figure out what's going on with Apple. If anybody out there has a technical pattern that can tell me what's going on with Apple, please send it to me. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. We'll go ahead and pull that up here on our charts, because when I take a look at that, I haven't been able to figure out that pattern. Let's close them all here. Let's put up Apple and see what's going on out here, other than it's one of those stocks that is going to go up forever. That is until the day that it goes down. And, folks, you look at this. You got another gap up, 582. I just have to put this on a monthly chart because the daily chart doesn't. Look at that. Look at that climb, if you will, folks. The only signal that I'm aware of that we're going to be able to see on Apple is going to be some type of reversal candle, if you will, because it's beyond any expansions that are out there, and it's just simply going to have to look for some type of reversal candle. Right now, Apple's got huge support at the February 15th high, that high of 514.26. And the reality is, if you just simply take a look at moves from its last leg, going back to December 15th time frame, a normal retracement. When I say normal, folks, what I'm talking about is a 0.618 area, takes you to 456.44. And what did I say was, first you got to get through 560, 505 it looks like, is the 0.382. And where I said Apple did have support was at 514.26. And the reason I say that is if you're looking at the chart here, you are seeing the high volume bar that's out there. Let's continue to go around. Let's go take a look at some of the spiders that are out there. So let's look at the financials. Financials giving a huge signal yesterday that the market wants to continue to trade higher. They finally decided to participate. And what you're seeing here, folks, is you are seeing a Gartley cell pattern, a Tiger Gartley cell pattern as well. And this is where the financials, they just simply hung out here at these highs, busted through yesterday with conviction, with a gap up. You did 184 million shares yesterday. Today so far you've traded with 40 million shares. I was showing you that little technique to just take a look at whether or not you've got a true breakout. And one of the things that you want to see is you want to see a close higher than the prior session so that you've got a continuation in the move. Because one of the dangers of trading yesterday is you've got a lot of the bears that are out of the trade. So your normal area of support and resistance, just simply from a trader's standpoint, has been cleared out. So that is, that is a time to be cautious because there's no natural levels of support of folks that are going to go ahead and cover and take their profits, if you will, if you were short. So many folks have been cleared out of that trade, and will take, at least a few days to rebuild for some other signals to be out there. So on the financials, you're looking for a close above 1550. And it does look like what the financials want to do is they want to create the 0.786 Gartley pattern that would be out there. Let's go ahead and draw that. And I'm going to just go ahead and remove this one, because let's remove this. And let's take a look at where the financials are likely going to. We're going to be going off of the highs back here in February of 2011 down to the October 4th area. And we're just simply going to draw this pattern up here to that 0.786. And look at what we have here. You've got, it says 1.70 expansion, so 1.618. That means you would then have in this case here, we still have a Tiger Gartley in effect, meaning that we are through this B point still on lighter volume. Why? Because on that B point you had 232 million shares, even though yesterday you did 184 million shares. So the financials, the XLF, on its way to 1586. If you are short in this trade, be careful. Be careful, folks, with the conviction that you had behind there. Let's go take a look at some of the other ETFs out here, some of the other sectors inside the S&P 500. Let's go take a look at the energy sector as soon as I can find it. That would be the XLE, folks. That's trading out at 74.77. And the XLE has been weak, has had weak hands here yesterday. You take a look at what the XLE is doing. It has not been able to get above March 9th. That's what it is testing today. The March 9th swing point is at 74.87, 14.6 million shares. Yesterday, as you were coming up into it, you were coming up with 17 million shares, almost 18 million shares. You only got to a high of 74.77. That said, that the high from the swing point of March 9th, 74.87, wanted to be tested. So you are, let's see, this morning you got up to 74.92. You've done 2.2 million shares. We're an hour and 15 minutes into trading. So that says you're going to be doing somewhere around the 10 to 12 million shares, at 10 to 12 going into 14. What you might be seeing here in the energy sector is a failure at a swing point today. And we take a look at where that swing point is at. We'll take a look at the retracement coming down off of the high from February 24th down to the low of March 6th. What you will see is that just simply is the normal area. $75 flat even is the 0.618 retracement. So the energy sector, what you'd like to see, if you, from a bullish standpoint, it's going to be energy, technology, and financials that should pull you up. So you're going to want to pay attention. We've already taken a look at the financials. You're going to want to be paying attention to the energy sector. If we go down to a 30-minute chart on the XLE, just see what it is that we have out here. Right now, you should have some pretty decent support at the high of yesterday. That has been tested a few times. It's being tested. Right now, you did 2.7 million shares. It was tested from 10 to 10:30. Was tested with 1.2 million shares. Certainly not enough to bust it down. And in this next 14 minutes of trading that we've already done in this half-hour session, only 326,000 shares. So 326 versus 1.2, it is showing that it does not have the energy to bust it down. That's taking a look at the 30-minute chart. If we just simply slide on down to good old 10-minute chart, that shows at the 4 o'clock session coming in during the last 10 minutes, you had the 1.4 million shares. That's the area that is being tested. It looks like the bottom was not, tested, but the last 10 minutes of the trading session, those candles are always, in my opinion, they're a little bit suspect with regard to how I take a look at volume out there. You've got to be aware of it because certainly you had shares changing hands out there, but you prefer to see those volume bars being more intraday than right there at the end of the day. That's just my own personal opinion, if you will, for whatever that's worth for you. Let's go take a look at the technology sector. As I said, you're going to take a look at 3 sectors that need to truly participate in any rally. And we're taking a look at technology. That is up over yesterday's high Of course, that we know is caused by the one and only Apple. Of course, there's others that are in there, but Apple making up a significant piece of the pie here. And, what I do think, folks, is let's just take a look at the ABC out there. Let's put this on a weekly basis. So we've looked at daily. We've looked at intraday charts. So on a weekly chart here, what we're taking a look at is let's just draw the most obvious A to B equals C to D, and that is going to be coming off of the March 09 area, now that we're back on a weekly basis. Again, folks, what I say you do is you just take a chart, you make it naked, if you will, and that way it doesn't matter what it is you're looking at, just simply so you leave your bias behind you. And if you just simply were drawing chart patterns, A to B equals C to D, your B point, in my opinion, would be March 9th. The low down there being the 1452. You could stop at a B point right here if you wanted to at January 15th. I say that you would just simply go ahead and go up into the April 2010 area. That's when the XLK got up into the $24.16 range, it looks like, at $24.16. And it does a retracement. Does a retracement to the C point in July of 2010, gets down to 2028. Now, for those of you out there, you know that what we do is we do take a look at retracement levels, right? So on our A move, our A to B, and we take a look at what was the retracement level. And what you will see is you came down to the .382 area. 1990 is the exact .382 area of that move. Where do you get down to? You get down to $20.28. So not $20.01. You did that during the week of July 2010. So a complete A to B equals C to D. I need to shorten this screen up here a bit so you can see that. An A to B equals C to D. Interestingly enough, a expansion of the B to C swing point, folks, right up here, that's the 1.618. That's where we also have an A to B equals C to D complete. I'm going to erase that so you can see the number. You're looking at $31.11 completing a longer-term weekly A to B equals C to D. That's where the XLK looks like it wants to go to. Now, normally I say when you do a .382 retracement, folks, what you're going to do is more than a one-to-one A to B equals C to D. But again, when you take a look at the strength in the C to D leg, much, much weaker than that A to B leg. So, 3109, 3108 is doable if you can come through that area with some with either a wide-ranging bar on a weekly basis, some volume behind it, then you'll go up to that $34 area. Otherwise, it looks like that 31 is the resting spot for the XLK. If we take a look at a longer-term picture here, and we just come off of the swing point in the XLK from November of 2007, the November 2007 high was 2860 down to the low of March of 2009. What we'll also see, probably going to have, let's shrink this down here, so 1.272, so that would be making a butterfly pattern, folks. I'll go ahead and draw that in there. That would be making a butterfly pattern in the 3280 range. So you're going to be taking a look at the range, if you will, that looks like it wants to get into is going to be that 3111 to 3282. That's what your butterfly would look like on the XLK. Time just absolutely flies. Not flying for the small caps. They're still down 3 points while everything else is green. Even, I believe, King Dollar. Let's go see. What is King Dollar doing here? King Dollar is up 16 ticks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow up 32 points right now. S&P's up 1. Composite up 6, small caps down 4, and I did get out to see the Moody Blues last night. A great show, absolutely. If they are coming to your area, folks, and I've seen them play at least 20 times or more, and just a great band. They are celebrating a 45th album. How do you like that? So, and these guys are great. So the drummer, what's his name, 70 years old, 70 years young, I should say, out there wailing away, playing great music. It was really, and what was so cool was I went down, there was a last-minute thought, found out they were in town playing at the Ruth Eckerd Hall, and a great place to be able to see a show. Went down there, found out that it was such a small hall that there weren't too many folks out there actually selling tickets, if you will. And when there was a gal who was in the parking lot. She had a little sign, said, looking for one ticket. She got a ticket, came back, gave me her sign. I said, well, that's a sign of luck, and stood there for about 5 minutes. A guy pulled up in a cab, and he said, hey, this is going to be your lucky day. He was from CBS, had 2 great seats, he was doing some kind of online dating. That didn't work out too well for him. Worked out well for me, if you will. Great center seat, perfect seat, if you will. And now here's the cool thing. And, so you start talking with folks. Obviously, I was speaking with this guy. And what happened was I said, we started talking about where we were from. He was from Chicago presently, but all of a sudden we got back to Detroit. And so I said, well, where are you from? He said, well, he spent a lot of time in Highland Park. I said, really, where? Like what mile road? And he said, well, 6 and Woodward. I said, really? I used to live 2 blocks away from 6 and Woodward. Used to work out at the Powerhouse Gym all the time. And you talk about small world, immediately he could actually go back to the apartment building, if you will. So, things, folks, there are no coincidences in life. At least that's how I look at it. But, all you need is an attitude of gratitude. And so it doesn't matter whether you're on the right side of the trade, wrong side of the trade. Use good money management. Make sure you treat this like a business. If you do, you'll be around for the long haul. You're going to have great streaks. You absolutely are. Just like any baseball player, any athlete out there, and you're going to have streaks where they absolutely stink. Just pick up your boots, if you will, get back into the batting cage, come back, take a look at the charts, see what it is that you missed, learn from it, and make sure that you have protected yourself to live for another day, because this is a game that you want to play. In my opinion, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity when you can actually connect the dots and play this game. And it's really important to be able to do that. That's why I'm coming out into the field, if you will. We'll be in Denver next Friday and Saturday, March 23rd and 24th. Not too late to sign up for that. And I guarantee you, I mean guarantee, because I'm going to do all the work, and you are going to determine whether or not it is of value to you. If it is, you'll pay for it. And if it's not, you can get every single penny back. But if you know how I do things, the way that I do things, folks, the way you do anything is the way that you do everything. So I like to play hard, and I absolutely work hard, and I just simply want to be able to teach you and help you to get your head straight. Now, if you take a look at yesterday's action, what I do have up on the screen here, well, we've got another 30 seconds or so. I've got Buffalo Wild Wings. I do have all of the IBD 50 up there. I like to be able to see how they are participating in any moves. And we take a look at the IBD 50 yesterday. Buffalo Wild Wings traded up just a few pennies, if you will, closed out at 89.49. No big volume, only 395,000 shares. Look at the volume in Buffalo Wild Wings as it is up at these highs. Buffalo Wild Wings has got support at $82.46. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. You got Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento. What a great ball team that is. David White from 3 to 4. Ken Shreve 4 to 5. I'll be back with you 5 to 6. Have one wonderful, terrific Wednesday. See you tomorrow morning, folks.